We're freestyling, and we are in Des Perez. It's probably Des Peres or something. Outside of St. Louis, Missouri, I am going to a couple of estate sales today on my drive through to Florida. That's about all I have time for. One's right behind us. Let's go see what they've got. Some of these are first day of sale, and some are the last day. I can't remember which is which, so this one could have a ton of stuff and have just opened, or it could be half off day. We'll just go find out. I could use some bargains either way. I've done a lot of antique shopping the last few days, and I've gotten some good things at decent prices, but I could definitely pad it out with some things that I got for really inexpensive prices that I can flip to other resellers. Not surprised this set is sold. Not surprised these chairs are sold. $10 for the table's pretty good if you were willing to repaint or powder coat it. Yeah, all the patio furniture is pretty much gone if it's in good shape. I really like the cart. This table, $10, that's really cheap. That is Salterini, but it really needs to be painted very much, and it's separated a little at the edges, I see. And that is a problem. Newer Falstaff, but a big size, 60.
That is actually retail, but people see a big beer tray and they figure it must be as old as it looks, but that's a good 70s repro. Let's see what else they have.
Yeah, well, if they can ever get going, then the House of Representatives can share a cigar over this Astoria contour piece from the 60s. Okay, this place is cheap to jowl with people.
I am not only about classy antiques, I like fun kitsch, and this guy definitely fits the bill.
I like that silly guy. Right, let's take a look at what's left of jewelry. Ooh, TWA wings. See, we're in St. Louis, so that makes sense. I'll take those.
Anytime I see any metal airline wings, I pick them up if they're cheap.
Political pins. Spend a moment with those. There seem to be a lot of these reproduction ones.
The ones from 1968 even say reproduction on the side.
JFK looks legit. Okay, this one opened at 10 this morning. There's still a lot of people here.
This china cabinet looks like it got raided, though.
I get the feeling a lot of the good stuff they have left. Mirror is nice for $40. There's actually plenty of stuff left here. Looks like there was a hoarded to begin with.
So I just completely contradicted myself. But you never know in an estate sale. Just keep going, you might find something.
I like these guys with the legs. Let's see if these might be English.
In England, Carlton Ware made very cute, fun ceramics, and they did these in the late 70s, and then others followed.
No mark, so probably an American knockoff of English, and they look a little damaged. Too bad, because they're cute for $6. I believe that's a Columbia pattern picture there. Ooh, here we go, a Caro-Nan purse for $10. I'll take this.
These were made in Mississippi in the 70s.
Local to St. Louis. I get a lot of people from St. Louis who come down for the winter. Ah, but look, it's a little damaged. Darn. That is too bad, because that was a winner up until I saw that little broken spot, but I can't fix that. Well, somebody bought the walnut sideboard. It's not a bad looking piece. We are starting to see this sort of furniture selling. I mean, time marches on, and it is getting to where people are realizing that the quality of these old pieces that have been languishing at really low prices is worth looking at a second time. Old Mexican set, Palaki pottery.
These are a little later because it says it on the bottom. The old ones don't.
$10 for the set is good, but I have quite a lot of this already. Interesting sort of silhouette dome with the flowers for $3. Furniture prices are cheap. Look at that orange chair, $10 right out of the 70s. A good place to pile linens on this very hard to sell desk. World's greatest tennis player. The box has an Incolay top. This ship is going to be right out of about 1980. Here's the inside. It's plastic to look like marble. A little damage to the felt, though. What does it say on the bottom? American walnut, made in the USA. If the interior were in better shape, I would take that. This could be turned into a bar pretty easily. The oval mirror. Those are very inexpensive prices again. I'm going to buy this thing for $15. It opens up its shelves. It's perfect height for the antique shows, and I think that's cheap enough. I'll just trim the gold out a little at the top. It'll be fine. Okay, yeah. A couple things I see here. This is Florida, and I'm headed there. There's a little old Santa under there. Ah, Dad's 1970s ties in a big pile. I see one I like right on top. They're very polyester and very wide. And this one I think has really fun texture and color.
If Mike Brady had worn that tie on the Brady Bunch, he would have matched his house perfectly.
Nice old skin purse from the 40s or 50s, but it's a little too worn. Stadium blanket is $25. There's an Afghan. Another Afghan. Lots of pilling.
Just like the first quilt collectors, today's Afghan collectors are noticing that quality of material matters a lot.
Lots of mirrors in this house. This is real leopard, and it is real illegal to sell. That's why it's still here. The knowledgeable dealers will not touch it. $6. These seem like they're not very old. Oh well, but the hat is. Looks like something you wear to service. Some real vintage fashion. Roberta Lee, an original by Epstein Harris. $12. That's cute. How's art trays? A happy birthday card.
They made lots of advertising trays and novelty trays all through the 60s and 70s, and they're collectible.
And this one's from the Knoxville World's Fair. So we'll take those two. That one's broken. Kirkwood Bank is local. Putch's 210. That's an old restaurant. Grand Hotel Cape Town. This one even says it was stolen. A little bit of miscellaneous stuff here. Odyssey game $100 for the Odyssey 400. It's the right era though. Magnavox. Some Mr. Peanuts mugs for $5. This little RCA Victor portable turntable from the 40s is $30. A couple of Hopalong Cassidy watches and a Heckle and Jekyll. That's pretty cool. That's Budman, I see. And then we've got some harmonicas.
Of the Adros in this case, the one holding the lilies in the back for $20 seems like the one.
Clonaware. I've been selling some of this lately. Let's see how we do this. I'm learning to look at these things. These are made in China, but there were North American ones done in the 80s that were the progenitors, and those are of value now. And then this looks like it might be from Santa Anita Ware. Let's take a look. Only 50 cents. It's very cute hibiscus. Well, that's treasure craft. Oh, that's a hard piece to find. I'll take that. A lot of this is Portuguese from the 1990s, and there are people collecting it now. It was nicely made, or good looking at least. More and more everywhere. Lots of books. This looks like Limoges ransomware. But it's Homer Laughlin Republic, as in the French Republic. Probably made during the First World War and thereafter. Here we go. These look like they're Japanese, but for the price, they're going to be inexpensive, I have a feeling. Yes, $1. Original Kona Coffee Mill, USA. These were just something you got with packs of coffee out of Hawaii, and they're just plastic, but I think they still might sell. And then the other piece we have here is from the Flume. This set here, Edwin Knowles, 19 teens with the floral garland, only $30. Random assortment of silver plate, $30 for all of it.
I look for sterling World's Fairs and obscure places.
That one is Virginia, Old Statehood Spoon, Texas. Don't see anything that looks like hidden sterling though, and that would be the reason to buy it.
Once in a while I'll buy a Victorian piece if it's really stately and fancy and has a great look.
Oh, that's so much fun. Well, I'll see you in the comments or out there somewhere.
Well, you never know where I'll turn up. I just met a very lovely viewer and we shared a moment with this cream and sugar.
Cute aprons. I like the green. Looks like something Carol Brady would have worn. I remember this game as a kid. Art auctions.
Interest in board games has lasted after the lockdown, so that's great to see.
Not a craft dog. Okay, I hear the basement is a complete dig, so we're going to take a look. Certainly looks like it, although someone bought that utility table under there. $5 on the suitcase could be good. It's pretty musty down here, and it looks like they've had some problems.
In fact, it looks like some of the ceiling and insulation have fallen in. I'm a little surprised that they're just letting people walk around in that, but you just do your best when you're preparing an estate, I suppose.
This for $5 would be a great deal if it's not too dented. Unfortunate that it's right at the lid, because that's a great price and it's an older one with the metal spigot, but I think I better leave it. Nice dome trunk for only $30, 1890s. 1 grand piano minus its base. Some water damaged books.
So in this pile of unsorted junk, can we find anything to buy? Let's see over here. 4 folding Leg-O-Matic chairs. Those are cheap.
Florist vases. A good old Dormeyer mixer in there. Yeah, if I had gloves, I might be more inclined to want to weed through this, but this looks like stuff that's really been left over and forgotten for a very long time. Cake pan here, that may be a thing to go with. Restaurantware from a place called Palyacha. Colored tile samples up here. That could be fun to do something with in a project. Japanese dragon tray here. Oh yes, lots of mouse poop. Is that worth trying to clean up? Boy, it is nasty. On the other hand, if I don't, it may end up going to the garbage. I have to think about how much work I'm willing to do. If it hasn't rusted from surface exposure, these iron pieces from the 70s could be really cool. And look at this red shade, if you can see it under there. Someone just bought all the weight equipment, so I guess that's gone.
Carrying it out of here will be exercise enough, I'm sure.
Old desk here. That's a funky old clock. This apparently was Dad's world. Let's see what this thing is. Not very old at all. Well, that can just stay here. Nothing in there. Yeah, I'd say this is pretty picked over at this point. Well, dedication has brought me a $3 blue suitcase that looks like it's pretty immaculate. Just a little dusty. And a little less crusty than these down here. I wonder if someone hid these because they were buried. But I can't believe these would be very expensive, even though they're cute. So I think they're just buried because, well, everything's buried in this pile down here. Ooh, not much left down here. Interesting old table. That would be fun to repaint or repurpose. It looks like it's been done before. That was neat, but water damaged. They had some problems here in this basement. It's pretty obvious. Calypso. A very soiled 1930s dress.
I'd say somebody's kid hibernated in this room in the 70s, judging by the stickers in particular.
Got a piece of furniture to pack, so I better get rolling. Well, hail. Yes, that is hail, not snow bouncing off behind me, but I got a really cool mirror. I got a cast iron candelabra centerpiece that I think is really great, and I've got a suitcase full of other stuff. This is an older part of St. Louis and more established. I imagine there could be a good estate sale in an area like this, so we're going to find out in a moment. All right, here's the house. Looks like a 1930s or 40s era. This is day 2, so there's not a ton left.
The furnishings definitely seem in keeping with the age and style of the house.
I like the chest. It looks like a lane. Let's see if we...
Now, see how that button was a little hard to push? Well, If you were locked inside, you couldn't get out, and that's why kids would suffocate in these things. So Lane settled a lawsuit, and you can get that lock replaced if you find an old chest like this that needs it. Send in to them.
Nice old 40s or 50s era tile.
Glass bake is good stuff. It was mainly fired on colors. It's harder to sell generally than the other dinnerware bakers of glass, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's from the era.
This would need lid. This looks like cafe ware. Let's see what this is. 1940s with that mark. Some nice linens.
I'll generally look for Victorian lace or tatting or handmade items when I see a pile like this first.
Nothing really exceptional though. That might be my favorite with the cherries.
Then I look for bright patterns and statehood pieces and souvenir items and vivid flowers and embroidery.
This looks newer. Look at the tightness of the embroidery. It looks machined.
Though I was never a fan of simulated wood grain, I do think this two-tone dinette table is probably worth buying nowadays because dinette tables are going very dearly in the market now.
Ooh, downstairs, very steep. Wow, this is fun.
They need a firehouse pole in this place.
Ooh, I would bash my head on this, but look at this cool old linoleum. This reminds me of the school I went to that was built in the late 40s. Serviceman's trunk, $40. That's a pretty good price. This one could be used as a coffee table. Cool 1930s or 40s era original bath. Okay, forget the estate sale. I just fell in love with the house. Look at this bar. This is amazing. This has got to be right from about 1940, I would expect. It's the last day of the sale. There's not much left to see. I hope somebody will use the refrigerator. This is so cool. I noticed they're not selling the mirror. I hope somebody will restore this. Look at the television built into the wall too. I've never seen this. This is from about 1960, I would say. That is a pretty neat feature. The original home theater.
And of course, people had people over, so they had proper bar service with lots of needle etch glasses and a set of fine china. $75 is about what those sets go for now, but some of this glass is nice.
Well, thanks to the estate sale company, I got a very nice half-price deal on these little lovely pieces here, $10 for all of that. But much better was getting to see the amazing bar basement of that house. I hope that whoever buys this appreciates it. I could be completely obsessed by this if I owned it. You could do that whole area, all original, modern, circa 1940s, 50s bar, and it's just amazing. See, this is why I want you to come along with me, because you never know what surprises you'll find. Ooh, and bitter cold wind. So subscribe and click that bell to be notified. Please like and comment on the videos. It always is great to hear from you. So the last neighborhood looks a little older. I don't know if the stuff we'll find is older. Boy, that last house, I cannot stop thinking about that basement. We are in Southampton now. And wow, somebody has brought a big van. So maybe... now it looks like appliances coming into what looks like a nice neighborhood. I have a feeling that these are decent houses and that this might be a nice little sale. Better figure out where we can park. Well, this appears to be a neighborhood of charming 1920s era houses.
And we are definitely in one of them now. This is a cute little house too.
It's sad that it's hard to sell this kind of furniture. Half price is $100. Another really cute house. St. Louis has a lot of original tile work. Look at these 1930s cabinets. I just love these. Wow. This upstairs with that other house's basement, and I would move here. Built-in radiator too.
Oh, but we came here to shop. It is the last day of the sale, so not a lot left.
Definitely an earlier era of house. Not an earlier era of resident, if the merchandise I see here is any indication. I like this though. What is this? You never know when you might find something that's interesting in modern sculpture because it's so strange and varied. This is stoneware, $3. I think I might just take this for fun.
It's not signed, so I don't think it's worth a whole lot of money. Isn't the stained glass window sweet there? And some neat old prints, interesting stuff.
Look at this deco, beautiful heliotrope 1920s bathroom with a few 80s upgrades. This is really awesome. This is such an amazing house again.
Estate sailing lets you snoop in some really cool places. I'm not really finding any really cool stuff to buy here, though.
What a beautiful fireplace in here, too. Forget the estate sale, I'll take the house!
If you enjoyed this video, check out this one. Also, click thumbs up to like this video and check the description for information about our Patreon, our memberships. We've got a lot of different levels with different perks and bonus videos and early content. Also, please do check out our website, theantiquenomad.com, for appraisal help. And we'll see you again for more adventures in the antique and vintage community soon. Bye for now.